What happened to Justin Bieber?
That is the most searched question on Google. The paparazzis are chasing him. Is it just that or is it something deeper?
And why is the Indieverse Podcast so considerate about it?
We're going to figure things out in this episode.
Welcome back to the Indieverse Podcast, people. Your one-stop shop for everything indie. I'm your host, Joshua S. And with me,
Co-host Rohan.
And on-screen producer Frederick.
So now we're going to answer this viral question of what happened to Justin Bieber. It could be paparazzi, it could be divorce, it could be ex-problems, it could be anything.
What has been happening so far is basically that Justin Bieber signed a contract with this label company called Raymond and Braun Music Group. So this music group was specially made for Justin Bieber's career. It was signed by two people, one being Raymond, who's also known as Usher, the performer, and with him is another person called Braun, also known as Scooter Braun. It's only been coming up now that he's not able to come out of the contract. He's not able to put out his own music. He's not able to focus on his family. He's not able to tour on his own. Also, along with this group, they have also signed a PR firm which was involved with Blake Lively and Justin's case. So this same PR firm is now focusing on Bieber and trying to, put in all these rumors and news about his divorce and everything. So that is taking a toll on his life, is taking a toll on his health, and also for the main thing is his creative freedom to express in his own way and in his own style of music. So that is what has been happening in a gist so far.
Yeah.
And that's what today's episode is going to be. We're going to be digging deeper into this this aspect. Bieber is just going to be an example, but there are obviously many artists like Bieber. So he's going to be our main example, and we're going to try and use him as an example to our indie artists. So 3 segments, 3 hard truths. Let's go.
We're going to get into segment 1, people, Bieber's battle. So what is the main situation? As Frederick explained, right? It is, in a gist, it is a contract problem.
Yeah.
But if you look at the wider scale of things, when he was small, he was signed into their label. He's trying to figure a way out of it because as per the news already, many of them have already left the label.
Yeah.
But he's trying to figure out a way, and he's been stuck through a lot of these legal issues because he signed a contract. And I mean, it talks a lot about the current day situation as well. We have spoken it in brief in our previous episodes about how contracts can be a problem, how labels and artists, labels versus artists is an issue that is standing up pretty tall. Obviously, there are a lot of legal processes that are going on for it. And because of all these legal processes, they're going through the process of arbitration, which also means that they have a third party involved and they cannot speak about it like pretty publicly. They use this process to keep the artist's mouth shut.
They're curbing your freedom of expression by making you sign a contract which has these jargon, these very complex legal terminologies that obviously Justin Bieber at the age of 13, he wouldn't have understood what arbitration is. I mean, even we didn't know what was arbitration. We had to look it up. And we came to know that, like how Fajay said, it is...
Under both of the parties concerned, they involve a third party who will hear the case and give a verdict legally, which can also be used in court, but which is not happening inside of court.
And the main thing is he can't talk about it publicly. It has to be private. Both the parties, they can't speak about the conflict that is happening. So which is why you see Justin Bieber not putting it on social media. However, the fans have noticed that he has unfollowed this music label that he was working with.
And again, unfollow means a PR will take it in all kinds of manners.
Yep.
Try and spin it around.
Yep.
So the big question comes down to getting signed to a label. You would think that, being at the top, if you're at the top, you're kind of free.
Yeah.
You have the freedom to do
Justin
whatever you want.
Bieber.
Yeah, you're Justin Bieber. You can create whatever songs you want. You can make so much money from those songs. But to an extent, it is opposite. When, you rise up higher at the ranks, when it comes to being as an artist, some label is definitely going to squeeze you. They're going to use you as a brand at one point of time. Because probably think of ourselves as artists, as human beings trying to create songs. But not a label that's trying to, make some money out of your music. Because at the end of the day, you are going to be a brand. And kind of like linking to what Anjali said in one of the videos, she said she still she's still creating a brand image for herself. Okay, but this is what happens at the pinnacle of it.
It's a lot on from the artist's point. What is expected by the label as an artist? You basically they say in Tamil, "Ninna nikino, okarno, okarno."
Ama.
Okay, you have no say in what you do, you put
Yeah.
music out, because
Yeah.
they'll straight away say no, this is not what the music that we want. You have to put out music what is expected from them. And also about these royalties that is there. Okay, the royalties that is obviously they'll give you money, like how Joshua said, again, to shut the artist up. They give you some hush money to say take and leave. Forget your dreams, forget your passion for music.
Work for us like a company.
Come, exactly.
Yeah.
Work for us like a company. Go on tours and everything. They force you to go on tours, and that's what is happening. Many people don't see that. They don't see why artists are going through depression. Why are they suicidal? If it's going to such an extent, and if it's still quiet and nobody's talking about it, that explains how bad the music scene is, and how bad or corrupt these music labels are getting to make brand of artists.
I think with that we do move into segment
2.
which is rich in freedom.
Yes.
Yes.
And where does Rich and Freedom come in? It is obviously being an indie artist.
Indie artists.
You have the freedom to do anything you want, in the sense, not anything you want sense, but in terms of your musical freedom, your artistic freedom, and all those stuff. And also there's a deal, okay, called 360 deal. I also learned it.
360 deal.
We discussed it here. 360 deal, okay. It is where the label gives you money upfront. Usually labels will only give you like a cut from whatever they get, but where they'll give you money upfront, but they'll take a good amount of 70%, 75% from your clothes, from your accessories that you give, from your ticketed shows, from your tours, from everything, from your music. They'll take almost 75 to 80%. Actually, 75% itself is pretty generous. They'll actually take almost 90%. Now give the artist only 5 to 6%. And that doesn't happen in an indie artist kind of a environment. Here, good example would be Anjali is if you watch our last episode, I mean, we all are there. If for the people, if you watch our last episode, the show was organized in a way that you bring in your people. We'll help you. The management will help you arrange for the tickets, and you can sell how much ever you want, and all the cash that comes is for you.
For the artist.
I don't think so. A normal artist,
That's not-
artist signed to a label can never do
Never
that.
do that. Yeah.
I think that's the beauty of being indie, because you stay true to your story from where you started. When you start in one way, you want to maintain certain principles, your own feel, your own emotions, and then you go by that, and you continue to do more of that. You're more independent in that way, and obviously fans don't see you as a commercial product at that time. They see you as a musical artist doing something cool and stuff. So obviously I would say being an indie has its own perks, except leaving aside the financial side, because obviously every single indie artist does struggle in some way financially to put out the content and stuff. There's so much that goes into indie artists itself creating content. Like for example, I think it was Ramya Potri. I was looking at a story the other day. She got a bunch of friends, and then they were kind of like making a music video. That has its own memories, that has its own stories to tell, and the song becomes more meaningful to them more than the audience. Or when the audience do get to know, or they connect with the artist, even the audience gets that same kind of a connect, and that sync towards that song makes it more personal to them.
Yeah.
We don't see much of that happening in labels. Like anything that comes out from a label, it becomes hit. There are millions of views. You get solid money, you mint money, but the connection to the song is
At
lost.
what cost?
At what cost? So the majority of the labels, I wouldn't say all labels, but the majority of the labels at least do have some kind of minting money element in them.
Yeah, it's business. It's an
At the end,
industry.
you can't blame the record labels for
For
that.
them, it's business.
Yeah, and we understand that it is business. Even if I as an artist want to get signed to a label, I know why I'm getting signed to a label, because I want some money. I want to mint some money by making my songs. Now, obviously, when you do become a big hit like Justin Bieber, there are going to be repercussions. And there are going to be repercussions in ways that you wouldn't even imagine. For example, aside from Justin Bieber's record label controversy, I watched this one video where he's a co-founder of what, Drew House, that clothing brand. Yeah,
Yes.
and he left Drew House also. Now you don't know what that issue is all
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
But you see how his principles are going fully against him
Yeah,
in
yeah.
everything that he's doing. So now he wants to back out from all of it, but he's like
Stop.
he's kind of
Stuck.
stuck. He's either too deep in to like get out, or he needs someone to pull him out, or he needs to figure a way to come out. So is Justin Bieber, if he pulls himself out, would he be fully indie?
Yeah, that is the question that many people are asking. That
Yeah.
will he become an indie artist?
I think it'll be a
If-
big impact if he becomes an indie.
If he becomes an
Yeah,
indie.
people who actually want to, like go out and be an independent artist, who are looking for like that kind of inspiration. Not saying Justin Bieber is the best inspiration to get, but right now, an artist of that stature making a change to become an independent artist and to try and do things of his own would be a massive thing.
Yeah, it would be great.
I'm reminded of an artist called Martin Garrix. He's a DJ, very famous DJ. So when he opened his own label called Stamped Records, is STMPD Records. So when he opened the Stamped, he told. I see the documentary where he told the labels. Okay, if he would submit a song, he would submit a master, and the label would be like, no, the bass is too much, or no, the kick is too much, or
Yeah.
reduce this level, reduce that level, which would not sit with him, which would not sit right with him as an artist. But he would have to do it for the artist, for the label's sake, and that's why he wanted people who are. He wanted that freedom, and he wanted people who are also joining his label to have the freedom of expression, and that's why he started a new label. So maybe even Justin Bieber could start a new label, an
Could.
independent label, where you have an artistic expression and you have the freedom to do what you want, and we just back you. Obviously there's going to be cash involved,
Yeah.
but there's going to be a backing.
Yeah, it's an art. Like
Yeah.
music, it's an art. It's an expression, and you have to. An artist. The main reason why people get into this. Now, I have a question for both of you. Now, indie artist. At some point, they would like to dream about signing into a big label company, a label organization, which is all kind of exciting, especially the financial part of it. Okay, so is that kind of good to expect? Like, okay, me as an artist, I have a dream. I'm going to put my music out, even. But at the back of your mind, at somewhere or the other, you think that I just wish there was a label company that was with me, or something that will help me financially, because I'm pretty sure indie artists would have thought about that, right? So my question is that a good thing to expect as an artist?
In that case, there are two kinds of artists. One that want money so they can do whatever the label tells them to do so that they get the money. Or the majority of the artists and musicians, when it comes to creativity, stick to their creativity and be true to who they are. Because you don't see a lot of creatives doing what other people want them to tell them to do. You obviously have creatives who like they want to do something that they feel and think is like amazing and sounds beautiful. Like if I cramp up the sub bass to almost full, might not sound good to everybody, but I will like it. So I have the independent freedom to be able to do that, and almost most of the creators, at least 80% of the creators are like that. So two different types of artists. If I'm going to be the one that just wants to be there for the business, then I might choose a label, and I'll be like, okay, fine, I'm down to do anything that the label asks me to do in terms of music. But the majority of the artists out there will obviously not do it. So that's
But
probably the
that's
second.
the awareness that we should sort of create, no? Because I don't think that many artists out there think that they are in this. I mean, at least I was back then, that I can still put out my music and I will get support. I will get financial aid from a label, which is actually a myth. That is not true. You don't create. I mean, you don't get to put out your own music from when you're signed into a label
Yeah.
organization. Maybe initially they will give you that this one, but eventually you will see, like how this guy Martin Garrix happened. Eventually you will see that things start to uncover. It becomes more and more difficult for you to put out your own music. You will start hearing no's more often. Okay,
And this is where my question comes: how relevant are labels right now?
I think they are depleting. Soon I can see a deplete in
Because
labels.
see, the way I see it now, if an independent artist, okay, if he wants to put out music, right now platforms are available.
Mm.
Okay, but how do how to effectively use those platforms? Maybe the labels know them better because
Yeah.
they have separate people to get things done because they have the
Yeah.
It's an
finance to
entire
do it.
organization.
Yeah, you have a full finance to do it. Is that the only advantage the labels have over being an independent artist?
In my opinion, I guess that's the only advantage that they have.
Knowing how to
Knowing how
things
to
done.
get things done.
rather than yes, now everybody has a platform.
Yeah, I think that's the key for indie artists to sit and study how marketing works. Don't let a label do that for you.
I was talking regarding this in a recent function. I was talking to my cousin brother. He works in this company called Germinate Wealth. His name is Sandeep. Curiously, I was asking him about how this USA versus China war is how is going to affect the stock market and all this stuff. And he told, see, Joshua, understand the concept of supply versus demand. Okay, just go read about it. Just go read about it. Study it. What is the supply? Where is the supply? Where is the demand? Okay, if you understand this concept, most of your work, even in music, it will help you a lot. If you know there's a demand over here, that's where you need a supply. But if you're just going to supply it everywhere, it's not. I mean, your effort is being wasted over there. So in terms of that, I think labels know how supply and demand works versus an independent artist not knowing that.
As an indie, you need to learn how
Need
to
to know,
do
yeah.
this. Not saying that, okay, as an indie, you obviously do everything by yourself. At the end of the day, I think that's one of the most gifted things about being indie, that you have control over what you're doing. Because think of getting into a label, and then the label takes care of about 80% of your work, and you just have to just show up maybe on stage and sing. You might have fans, you might have like a huge number of following, but at the end of the day, why you got into music, why you're writing songs, why you're playing the G chord matters. So when that is lost, obviously you will feel a disconnect as to why you started. So 100% indies,
Yeah.
when it comes to learning simple stuff like supply and demand, get it right.
Adding to that,
Yeah.
I think as an indie artist, you have the freedom to also create demand, because when we go about supply and demand, we talk about a set of audience people, music listeners. They are the audience. They are the consumers, so to say. So they consume your content, and your demand is to see. I mean, your objective is to see what they want or what they want to listen. Okay, but here, being an indie artist, you have the freedom to also create a demand which was not even there in the first place. For example, when you when you make songs like now retro, that we talk about in the retro episode, making songs that sound retro because of the nostalgia element. Okay, nostalgic element. So indie artists, what they did is they started writing songs that sound more indie. I mean, more 80s. Okay, and people liked it. So there you're creating a demand to listen to music that sounds nostalgic.
Mm.
So there you go. You have the freedom to even create a demand which was not even there in the first place. And that if you're doing it in the right way,
Yeah,
that's the key point.
It
If you're
can
doing
spark.
it in the way
and
it
marketing
can
it
do
in the right way.
right way, you can actually
Yeah.
do wonders with your music.
Learn
It's
about
going
it,
yeah.
study it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to be challenging.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Either, because one
definitely.
of the examples, when you were giving this example, I got reminded of Sungazer.
Yeah.
Sungazer is a band that prog rock, odd
Yep.
time signatures. Okay, they've created their own band. I mean, their own brand, their own demand. But it's a very small group of people who actually like stuff like that.
Just jazz heads.
Yeah, jazz heads with like
Yeah.
a bunch of crazy stuff going
Yeah.
on. It's amazing. Okay, but a very few people would actually want that kind of to be in that kind of a demanding area.
Yeah.
It's going to be challenging to have growth, but it's something. It's going to start somewhere.
Yeah. We suggest to watch them also. Adam Neely is one of the basis of Sungazer. You can
Yeah.
watch him. He will help you, I mean, not help you. He sort of, it's an emotional support, that there are artists like Adam Neely
He
who's
has good
also
advice.
independent. Yeah.
He's put out some really good YouTube videos explaining about
But the tour expenses and all that.
yeah.
Yeah.
the indie side of things also.
So, what are your closing thoughts, people?
Yes. So my closing thought is
Mm.
indie artists have something that Justin Bieber doesn't, which is creative freedom.
Yes.
Okay. We may not have the
Key.
money that he has, we may not have the fame that he has,
Yes.
but we have the joy that is being robbed from Justin Bieber by the label companies and the label systems that is there.
The
That's
joy
what-
that's being realized very late in.
Very late in his career,
Sadly.
sadly. And label companies make you do weird stuff.
Yes.
Weird stuff. Go check it out. If
Yes.
you guys just go.
He's been telling this from before the
Yeah,
episode shot.
they make you
Even I
do
don't know.
weird stuff when you're touring and everything.
Yeah.
Go check it out. There's the weird things that label companies ask you to do.
Change
What
is
about-
possible, people. Change is definitely possible.
Mm.
Yeah, like he said, build your own platform. Demand. You can create a demand. Artists have that freedom of creating a demand. And I told it in the previous, anyway, in another episode that will release today, but I'll tell it again. The future of music, at least another 15 years, is going to be indie and not mainstream. Indie is going to be mainstream. No.
Yes.
Okay, the future of music for sure. I think in India is going to change, and independent music is going to be the next mainstream music. So let's focus on that. We are always open to a lot of independent artists coming up and making it big in the scene, like how Hanuman kind did.
Yep. And indie music labels also are there, no?
Yes, there
Yeah,
are
yeah.
indie music,
Indie music
labels.
labels.
Yes, not again. Just because we are taking label doesn't mean all the labels.
All the labels
bad.
are bad.
There are labels
yeah.
that genuinely want to help you out, that genuinely want to
Yeah.
expose you as an artist and give you that platform. So try and research your way out of it.
Think
So-
music indie.
Oh, Think
In the
music
South.
indie is another familiar thing that we are all. I mean, pretty much we know about. But yes,
Yeah, stay true to what you're doing.
yeah.
Have fun in what you're doing. Mean the G chord when you're playing it.
Think twice before you sign any contracts.
Think twice.
Yeah, oh, yes.
Read through the contract. If you
Thrice,
don't-
think thrice.
even if you're a 13-year-old kid, take it to your parents or take it to a knowledgeable person who knows something about contracts. Ask them to read it. Tell them
Yes.
where you would be flawed. Ask them to tell you where you would be flawed. Get some knowledge.
Get a
and
legal
then-
advisor also.
Yes. And then sign a damn contract. Or get a friend who's a lawyer.
Oh, yes. That helps.
Yes. With that, we go into our shout out segment, people.
Wow.
Shout out.
Shout out.
Wow.
Wow.
So, who's our shout out today? Any wild guesses?
Well, I don't have to guess twice. Is it? Is it?
AM.
Is it?
Yes,
It
it's
is
the one
AM.
and only.
Does
we
it
are-
start with A?
Technically, we're milking content from her for the past 2 weeks.
For the past
For the
Does
past
it
2
start
weeks.
with A and end with M?
Yes, it doesn't end with
Doesn't
them.
it ends with N.
I mean, the second name starts with M. However, something.
Yeah, jelly beans.
Jelly
We are-
beans.
yes. Before I could say it itself. Yes, this is the jelly beans in full form. Appreciating the jelly, obviously, which is Anjali Manoharan.
Yes.
Jelly.
That is a
She,
shout out.
her new song released last week, 25th. And we thought, I think it is time.
It's time.
It is time.
Time.
It
Let's
is
listen to it before we.
Let's listen to it. We
See
have
what
we have
it
the
is.
card also.
Hey, yeah.
Okay, are we ready, people? Let's listen to the
Yes.
track.
Yeah, boy.
Yes.
Ah.
Time signature?
I'm paying attention.
What's the time signature?
7-8.
Sorry.
It's different now. I couldn't care.
Nice roll.
Ah.
Wow. Fades.
It's neat. I'm into fades now.
Wow.
Fade outs. Such a fuff.
I can see the song in Polaroids. Like I'm seeing it, like the
Cha.
visual in my mind.
Water.
In my mind, the picture that I'm seeing is of a Polaroid that is there. Like I'm seeing the whole world in that color tone.
Color tone.
Yeah.
Yeah. It started out. The start was sick.
Really good.
The Polaroid camera sound.
Surely
Yes,
the
Polaroid
last
camera.
song also starts with the waves. The
Ah,
song started with the Polaroid.
nice poetic approach.
And the time signature. I mean, we saw the gig that we went to, and she had a really interesting chord phrases, jazz chord phrases,
Yeah,
sevens, ninths, and then the time signature, 7/4. Really good, time signature that is there that she has. She's utilizing that freedom
Yes.
to not go to the typical 4/4.
A song
Pop
like
scene.
this having a 7/8 over it is actually pretty interesting.
So, oh my gosh, it actually
Interesting stuff.
it's awesome.
Manjali, Auntie, Manjali Banu.
Manjali.
Manjali Anohar.
Yes, jelly beans are happy.
Yes.
Jelly beans are sprouting.
Jelly beans
are jellying.
We are jellying. Amazing shout out. Go show her all the love from the Indieverse side.
Yes.
All love.
Yes.
Only love. It's only love.
Got a souvenir from
We got a souvenir also from.
Anjali Manohar.
Go get yours also from one of our show.
We went to a show. We got this cute Polaroid souvenir merchandise. Soon merchandise. We'll wear a t-shirt. Jelly beans
Jelly beans.
t-shirt.
Yeah, soon
Jelly
it'll
beans
come.
t-shirt.
Soon it'll
Soon
come.
you'll see. Soon you'll see.
Mug will have here.
With full jelly beans inside.
And then we go to the final segment. We go to the activity segment. We got some activity.
Wow. Game.
Oh,
It
okay.
is Would You Rather.
I would not rather.
Would you rather?
I would not.
Okay. Simple. I'll say Would you rather
Ah,
and ask a question.
and explain why we
Okay.
choose that.
I'll obviously ask you first. What would you choose and what would you choose?
And
Would
why
you
we have
rather
to
do
tell?
this and why?
Oh, shucks.
Okay. Okay.
It better be good explanation.
Hey,
okay,
what is this, bro?
Chumma no, you can't say I'll choose this, I'll choose that.
You should have an
You
explanation.
should have an explanation and
Yeah.
agenda behind it.
No,
Yeah.
I want to choose like 13-year-old Justin Bieber.
Let's go. Let's crack on. First question. Would you rather have 1,000,000 fans who only know you from one TikTok hit? Okay? Or only 1,000 true fans who buy every weird experimental EP that you drop?
I would have 1 million.
Okay, you would rather
Yes.
have 1,000,000 fans
Yes.
who know you
Yes.
from one TikTok
From
hit.
one TikTok. Yes.
Why?
Because that is life.
How is that life?
Anything. See, I would rather have 1,000. No, see, not 1,000. I would rather have 1,000,000 people who know me. Just one TikTok. See, you didn't say the TikTok is good or bad. I would assume it is very good, and hence
Okay.
1,000,000 people know me,
Okay.
and so I'm happy with that.
Awesome. What will you choose?
It is less work from my side, more output.
The second one. Repeat the second one. for
Second
me.
one is 1,000 true fans who buy
Ah.
every weird
Ah.
experimental EP that you drop.
Who buy everywhere. Okay. Then in a month, I will put about 100. I will try my best to lash out 100 experimental
Monthly
stuff.
melodies.
Monthly melodies. Okay. 100. And in 12 months, I have loyal fan base as well as money.
Wow, nice,
No,
interesting.
you still
way
have
of,
1,000 people only.
Yeah. 1,000 people. So that is fan base. I'm getting my money with them. So I have a loyal 1,000 fan base and I'm getting money.
Oh, so you're saying you'll put out more content. Second question. Would you rather have a tour bus with a built-in recording studio or a tiny cabin in the hills with unlimited inspiration?
Can I answer?
This is tough, yeah.
Bus. I'll take the bus to the hilltop.
Hey,
Where
hey,
I can
hey,
go.
hey,
I
hey,
can
hey.
go.
நான் நல்லா பண்றனோ இல்லையோ ஆனா நீ நல்லா பண்ற
I'll take the tiny hill. Say tiny
cabin
in
in
the
the
hills.
hills.
Yeah, I'll take.
Mm.
No. See,
Children
different. I just want one top hill, one small cabin. I'll be happy.
Sorry, third question. It's a little specific, oddly specific question.
Yeah.
Would you rather only write breakup songs for the rest of your life or write jingles, only jingles,
Jingles
okay,
Jua.
for advertisement company?
Jingles.
Jingles.
What? Why? I would choose writing breakup songs for the rest of your life.
You can't
That's not relatable.
You can't be so depressed with
having
it.
so much breakup.
Yeah.
is not good
You
for
can make
Yeah.
a breakup song happy, man. That's your creative freedom. That is indie.
It's fine. I don't like breakup. I like
I'll
when you
stick to the
patch
ad
up.
energy.
Yeah, I'll stick to ad
Colgate.
energy. Colgate, Sensodyne.
Did you all know
Yeah.
Macarena is a happy song?
Patanjali.
I mean, Macarena is actually a sad song.
Patanjali.
Patanjali, it seems.
I'll stick to this. Yes, I'm good.
No, Macarena is a happy song. See, it sounds happy, but it
Well,
is actually
breakup.
very sad.
Nobody gives a
Okay, so both of you would write only jingles.
Yeah, we'll write jingle.
One
No
nice
problem.
jingles. Next jingles. It right.
Jingle also is right. Mammy Poco Pants.
Saw
Right.
Extra. Entertainment also is coming.
Entertainment also is gaming. Money also
Money
is
also is
gaming.
coming. Everything is coming.
Well, okay, cool. Okay. Would you rather be managed by your overly supportive but tone deaf uncle, or a genius label executive who insists you wear a pineapple costume on stage?
Genius.
Genius.
I would not mind wearing pineapple.
Yep.
It's good for marketing.
Give me apple also, I'll wear.
This is the kind of weird things that label companies sort of make you do. Okay, and you're willing to do that.
Don't deaf uncle what you do.
No, be honest. Be honest.
மாப்பிள்ளை தான் இங்க சரியா அடி
Hey, but he's supportive. That's
He is tone
overly
deaf.
supportive.
What are the
He's overly supportive, but he's tone deaf.
You're not getting reach also with him.
I don't like
So
supportive
his
family.
Ascooter is not there.
I don't like supportive family.
I don't like
But you're okay, fine. So you're saying that you would rather wear an apple costume, pineapple costume, be laughed at on stage.
No, you won't be laughed at. It's fine. It's good for marketing.
But at what cost? What would
I become famous.
So you want to become famous? You don't want to be like those other indie artists who want to actually put out good.
But you're
quality
talking
See,
about
music.
it doesn't mean because I'm wearing
I'll
apple
say.
costume, I don't put out good music. I'll make apple pen, pineapple.
Oh,
finish.
That's okay. Good answer. Fun.
I'll finish. Yeah, that's all. We'll
Good
do.
answer. Good
That's
answer.
all.
Hey, you didn't tell.
Hey, I also told the same.
Pineapple costume.
Nah.
Okay, this question is sixth question. You have to answer on his behalf as to what he will choose.
Okay.
And you have to answer on his behalf as to
Okay.
what he would choose.
Okay.
And then correct it whether you would actually do that.
Okay.
Okay.
Would you rather get booed off on stage at Coachella concert
Okay.
or perform a love song at someone else's funeral?
I know my answer.
What would Faji choose?
Love song at the funeral.
What would he choose?
He's also
Shameless fellows.
we are built this.
We are as weird as you think you are.
Shameless fellows.
Yeah, it's normal for us.
Thank you.
Please
Thank
do
you.
not mistake us,
Yes.
people.
Mhm.
It's
absolutely
normal. It's absolutely normal.
So you all actually play a careless whisper at a funeral?
No, we'll play feed.
Okay. Last question. Same rule. You answer on his behalf. You answer on his behalf. Would you rather be in a band with your ex?
Hey, already.
Would you rather be in a band? He wasn't there when I asked this question. Would you rather be in a band with your ex or co-write an album with someone who thinks that every song needs a kazoo?
Kazoo? Oh, kazoo. Repeat the first one again.
Would you rather be in a band with your ex? Okay. Assuming you don't have an amicable breakup, like you had a very serious relationship with that person. Okay. Now, would you do that, or would you rather co-write an album with someone who thinks that every song needs a kazoo?
I think the first option because he wouldn't even care.
Yeah.
So he would. He was saying that he would be with his ex.
Yeah, because he wouldn't even care about it.
Yeah.
He wouldn't even mind about it. He'll be like, come, you all sing song. Jolly.
That's all right. I won't even
Jolly.
care.
Okay. Assuming I know your
And Fajay is kazoo answer.
Fajay will choose.
The kazoo answer.
So you're saying that Nope.
Whoa, Fajay!
Fajay.
Hey, I don't mind that.
So
He
you
doesn't mind
You
it.
don't mind being in a band with your ex?
Hey, no problem.
Wow.
Hey,
Jolly.
fun now.
Hey, very funny.
Wait. What are the repercussions for that? Like you're in the band, you're with your ex,
Ah,
and something sparks, something happens.
So
How will you
spark.
how will you resolve creative differences?
it's okay. She'll know that I'm banging something.
So you're okay if you get back together. Wow!
Hey, okay. What did you do? The last.
Boy,
question.
train escape. Last one, tell.
I would rather be in a song with guy that makes you play kazoo with all the songs. It's okay.
Every
Let him put all song kazoo.
What about you, madam?
This is a
It's okay.
hypothetical
Assuming
question.
that you have
Assuming
ex.
you have
Even
an
I don't
ex.
have ex, but
Even
assuming
me.
you have ex.
Assuming.
What do you think?
Even me.
Chuma.
Yeah. See, she also jolly, huh? Or you go slap her directly.
All three of us jolly. One slap.
There wouldn't be drama. If you're in with your band with your ex, you will have
Yeah,
drama.
see, you like drama. Dramas is nice. Drama is beautiful.
No, I went
But
with
you don't
the
like. Did you like being involved in a drama though?
Yeah. No problem.
See,
I like very.
see, it's a
I like all-
band is there, no drums is there. Fine. Kazoo, what I'll do?
Yeah,
With kazoo, what I'll do?
That every song,
Ah.
not in one. And on that note, people, do follow, share, like, subscribe, comment, do everything, and then you'll see Rohan with his ex
Yeah,
on a
that-
concert. Yes, it can happen. It will happen.
In which concert is the question? Justin
We'll,
Bieber.
in the funeral concert.
Kazoo will get in car.
Bob. And on that note, we'll be signing off. Take care. Bye bye.
Love you. Bye. Bell mutton ko. Margo.
All mutton happens.
All the mutton.
All mutton
Bye
happens.
bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Go.
Bye.
We'll lift you off.